There is one mistake that many drivers make. They believe that if the car has no warning lights, everything is fine. But in real-world repair work, there is a sensor about the size of 2 fingers that, when dirty, silently reduces engine power, increases fuel consumption, and shortens engine life without triggering any warning light on the dashboard. Worse than that, when people finally notice it, they often clean it the wrong way and end up damaging it even faster. This video will show you what that sensor is and why just a few minutes of proper handling can help you avoid wasting a lot of money. Many cars suffer from problems that are not obvious. The engine still starts. There are no serious warning lights, and the car is still driven every day. But the driver can clearly feel it. The car feels weaker. Throttle response is less sensitive, and fuel consumption increases. The common reaction is to suspect parts. Spark plugs get replaced. Ignition coils get swapped. Fuel injectors get cleaned. Meanwhile, modern engines do not guess. They operate entirely based on data from sensors. When the data is wrong, the ECU is still doing its job correctly. It is just doing it correctly based on incorrect information. That is why the car keeps getting repaired without a final fix, even though the real cause comes from one overlooked sensor. That sensor is the MAF, mass airflow sensor, a small sensor located in the intake duct right after the air filter box. The job of the MAF is to accurately measure the amount of air entering the engine so the ECU can calculate fuel delivery, ignition timing, and idle control. Inside the MAF is an extremely thin wire, or sensing film, that is heated. Just a very thin layer of dust or oil vapor is enough to cause the measured values to start drifting. This is where things start to go wrong. Not because this sensor is weak, but because many people are cleaning it in the fastest way to destroy it. The first mistake is using the wrong cleaner. Brake cleaner, carb cleaner, throttle body cleaner. These chemicals are too aggressive, leave residue, and damage the protective layer of the sensing element. The second mistake is touching the sensor. Using fingers, using cotton swabs, using brushes. Inside the MAF is an extremely thin wire, or sensing film. Just one light touch can permanently throw off its calibration. The third mistake is using compressed air, or shaking it hard. Air pressure does not clean it better, it only bends or breaks the sensing element. The final and very common mistake is reinstalling it while it is still wet. Cleaner that has not fully evaporated can cause microscopic short circuits the moment the engine is started. And what is the most dangerous part? After cleaning it the wrong way, the car may run worse than before. At that point, many people conclude that this sensor is bad, and they replace it. But the truth is this: the sensor did not fail because of the car, it failed because of how it was cleaned. Before talking about cleaning, you must know what must never be done. The MAF rarely fails suddenly. It slowly starts reading wrong over time. So the car still runs and shows no obvious warning lights, but every decision the ECU makes is now based on data that is no longer accurate. That is why this sensor causes the most confusion and gets cleaned incorrectly the most. Cleaning the MAF is not about being aggressive. It is about doing it correctly and just enough. Step 1. Prepare properly. You only need gloves, a screwdriver, a clean cloth, and a cleaner made specifically for MAF sensors. Do not use any other chemicals. Step 2. Remove the sensor carefully. Unplug the electrical connector gently. Remove the mounting screws. Pull the sensor straight out. Do not twist it. Do not tap it. Step 3. Spray, only do not touch. Hold the spray about 10 to 15 centimeters away from the sensor. Use short, even sprays from multiple angles. Never touch it, never wipe it, never use compressed air. Step 4. Let it air dry naturally, at least 10 to 15 minutes. Do not use heat. Do not reinstall it while it is still wet. Step 5. Reinstall it correctly and let the ECU relearn. Pay attention to the airflow direction arrow on the sensor. Start the engine and let it idle for a few minutes, then drive gently for a short time so the ECU can update its data. If done correctly, you will usually notice. smoother engine operation, better throttle response, and more stable fuel consumption. This is the only way to clean a MAF sensor without destroying it. There is no single standard number that applies to every car, but in real-world practice cleaning, the MAF, every 30,000 to 50,000 kilometers is reasonable. You should do it sooner. If you regularly drive in dusty environments, do a lot of city driving with traffic congestion, or use an oiled air filter. Cleaning it too often brings no extra benefit, but ignoring it completely can be costly in the long run. So when does cleaning no longer help? The car does not improve after proper cleaning. MAF-related fault codes remain. There are signs of internal electrical damage, such as broken wires or sensing film. The sensor was previously touched by hand, blown with compressed air, or cleaned with the wrong chemicals. In those cases, replacement is necessary. The most important rule: clean first, replace later. Do not conclude that the sensor is bad if you have never cleaned it the correct way. Many people clean the MAF correctly, but after only a few months, the problem comes back. The cause is not the sensor, but the following common habits. First, oiled air filters. Even when installed correctly, this type of filter still produces a fine oil mist. That oil layer gradually coats the sensing element and quickly distorts the data. That is why many experienced technicians completely avoid oiled filters on modern vehicles. Second, cheap air filters or poor sealing. Fine dust passes through gaps, goes straight into the MAF, and sticks to the hot sensing wire. The MAF does not fail immediately, but its readings slowly drift over time. Third, oil vapor from the engine crankcase, ventilation system, or PCV. Even stock vehicles experience this. If the PCV is dirty or not working properly, the amount of oil vapor entering the intake will be higher than normal. And finally, ignoring inspection of the intake system. Cracked hoses, leaking gaskets, loose clamps allow dirt to enter after the air filter, and the MAF is always the first to take the hit. If these habits are not addressed, cleaning the MAF will only be a temporary fix. If, after cleaning the MAF, your car still has rough idle or throttle response, is not as smooth as expected, I have a special video made just for you that explains common mistakes when cleaning the throttle body and why a single wrong step can make the car run worse than before. You can find that video in the description. Watch it before working on your car to avoid unnecessary damage. The MAF does not fail because it is weak. It fails because it is neglected and cleaned the wrong way. A dirty sensor can make a healthy engine feel like it is about to fail and push you into replacing parts you do not need. Remember one thing: modern cars run on data. When the data is wrong, every decision becomes wrong. Before replacing any part, check and clean the MAF the right way. If this video is helpful, share it with someone who keeps fixing their car but never solves the problem. And if you have cleaned a MAF before, leave a comment. Did you do it the right way or the wrong way?